10,000 fearless on the move. 10,000 fearless on the move.
Let's go! Deep in the delta where the willows grow, in the soil stained by the blood of my ancestors. Punch bowl voices call out to my soul for justice. The wicked will reap what they've sown. Spirit of Aziz is back on the rise. Soldiers in the delta kept it alive. Time to stand up, take our place in the sun. Understand the time and what must be done.
10,000 fearless on the move. 10K fearless. Mississippi. 10K fearless on the move. Mississippi. Sip.
Gotta make a move and take control. Have something we can call our own. So shine your light, help the people see that now is the time for us to be free. And if you waiting on the pie in the sky, you better wake up fast. They told you a lie, cause big fields await the wide awake man. Elijah's got the master.
10,000 fearless on the move. 10K fearless. Mississippi. 10K fearless on the move. Mississippi. Sip. Injustice we've had enough. All of our divisions we're breaking up. Destiny has been calling us. The spirit of the Most High is guiding us.
See, the time is now. What you waiting on? Quit shooting your brothers. Put your gun down. Come on. They got a cage waiting for you if you keep that up. Early graves coming to you. From that, can't raise you up. Now, Sister Ida B and Fannie Lou, check them out and you'll know what to do. But if you really want your enemy to be alarmed, read the final call. Follow Farrakhan.
10,000 fearless on the move. 10K fearless. Mississippi. 10K fearless on the move. Mississippi. Sip. 10K fearless on the move. 10K fearless on the move. 10K fearless on the move. In Mississippi. Mississippi. 10,000 fearless on the move.
Well, assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you, and welcome back, y'all, to the 10K Fearless Tri-State Podcast. I am your brother, friend, and host, Abdul Shaheed Muhammad, and we would like to begin quickly in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. I bear witness to the oneness of God, and we bear witness to the oneness of his prophets and the oneness of the scriptures that will reveal through them to the whole of humanity. We thank him for all of the sacred texts and all of the freedom fighters that have come in the line of divine. Please allow us to greet you, dear family and listeners, with the greeting words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language. Assalamu alaikum. It simply means may peace be unto you. Well, we took a little sabbatical. We've been away for about 3 weeks now, and we had to take a little break, everyone. We're certainly glad to be back. Tonight we have a good program for you this evening, and it's centered around our unity, especially in the light of events that have unfolded, particularly over the past month with the hurricanes, and we're on the horizon of electing a new president, all of the things that have been going on in the news. Meanwhile, This I see as a great opportunity for us to begin to circle the wagon, so to speak, and do something to facilitate the way for greater unity among us. Because when you look on the horizon, brothers and sisters, we are going to quickly come to the realization that we are all we got. So welcome back, you all. I'm going to get right to it. We got, of course, our segments coming up. We're going to have our farm report. Brother William Muhammad is on tap to be with us this evening. We're also going to have on tap our sister Linshell Muhammad. I'm sorry, sister Linshell X. She's going to be a Muhammad. Hey. Sister Linshell X, she will be on tap with us this evening to give us our health segment. Give us something healthy to consider, especially in this day and time when health is certainly an issue. I see my sister on. She'll be coming to us at about 20 minutes after, so we'll have her stand by. See her coming in through the dashboard. So we're certainly appreciative of those who aid and assist with this program. And we're going to keep it moving, brothers and sisters. But, of course, as we always do now, I have to give you those undergirding principles that guide our conversations each time we are on the 10K Fearless Tri-State podcast. And I call them axioms. And I always want to give you what that is because I don't want to assume that you know or even remember. An axiom is a statement or proposition which is regarded as being established, accepted, or self-evidently true to serve as a premise or starting point for further reasoning and arguments. So we want to open with our first argument or first axiom that serves as the premise or starting point. And it's from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan when he said to us, quote, "He who gives you the diameter of your knowledge prescribes for you the circumference of your activity." And that is self-evidently true because, hey, and we have to consider this, dear brothers and sisters. If a man won't treat you right, will that same man teach you right? So we have to be careful whose tutelage we allow ourselves to be under, and for what reason are they so interested in being our guide and giving us their counsel. And if you notice, there's always been somebody other than us interested in the black narrative and making their contribution to our narrative. Want to tell our story? Ain't that something? Something to think about. Second one, end quote. Second one from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is, quote, "A slave is one whose power and authority is ruled over by another, and whose sphere of freedom is limited according to the wishes of his master," end quote. Yeah, I would think that is definitely self-evidently true. And I want to give you one more. Well, I'm going to give you two more, but I'm going to give you this one. This one is definitely applicable today as we watch high-profile persons among our brothers and sisters going through the trouble, the legal and trouble and otherwise that we see. And I don't have to call any names. We know what's going on. Everybody's keeping up with it. But the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan gave us this to consider. He said these words, quote, "When you see men fall, don't laugh, learn. Learn because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation, nor from the weakness that will cause us to stumble and fall. When you laugh at somebody else's fall, white or black, rich or poor, your enemy or your friend, you're laughing and opening a way for your own demise when you do that. Because to laugh and not learn, to make a mockery and not to understand is to make the same mistake yourself." And I want to close with one from Dr. King when he quoted Victor Hugo. And this is tonight's program. We're going to go through a little history because we have to understand one of the reasons that unity has seemed to be so elusive for us. But Dr. King quoted one Mr. Victor Hugo in the wake of the riots of the 60s and a talk he gave entitled Crisis in American Cities. And we have crisis in American cities in 2024. A crisis of violence, a crisis of disunity, a crisis of crime, and it is increasing. But he quoted Mr. Hugo as saying, quote, "If the soul is left in darkness, sins will be committed, and the guilty one is not he who commits the sin, but he who causes the darkness," end quote. So we're going to start with those axioms to get us rolling. Uh-oh, I got somebody. Who's this trying to get in touch with me? I had to hit you back. I had to hit you back. But we're going to take, let me look at that real good. Oh, okay, I see. But we're going to take a break, brothers and sisters, and we're going to come back. We got to get our commercial announcements in and let the people know who they should support. And we're going to have some new persons who wants to make their businesses known on this platform, 10K Fearless Tri-State Podcast. Y'all stand by. We'll be right back.
Taking over the world. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. I come in peace. I don't mean you no harm. I say assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. I come in peace. I don't mean you know, I don't mean you know. See, I come in peace, ain't nobody I am hurting, except my enemies, but for my brothers I am working. Cause the powers that be wanna see, that's why they're lurking. We're both making our peace, but different food we are serving. See, mine is for the fork, adding substance to the fork, and yours is for the court, doing chores for the pork. We're both under pressure, getting burnt by this 33rd degree. So why on earth you wanna smoke me? It's your brother who's broke, it's your brother who's dying, it's your brother who you poke. Stick him up with the iron, he's the one who is arrested for the same dirty job. After you get a sentence in the prison, full stop. It's your brother who knows and overstands your grind. Your brother has the...
Shake's famous seasonings, flavors for every occasion. Want to add a touch of authentic flavor to any dish? Searching for a unique range of seasonings that always put great taste on the menu? Welcome to Shake's famous seasonings. Whether you're a professional chef, passionate home cook, or a complete beginner in the kitchen, taste and flavor should always be on the menu. It's why Master Chef Rashid Muhammad has combined more than 30 years in the kitchen with a passion for mouth-watering flavors to create a range of seasonings unlike any other. Always gluten-free, so you can enjoy great taste exactly how nature intended. Versatile flavors that work with fresh fish, chicken, or vegetables from the very first bite. Authentic cooking experience that adds something special to any occasion. Versatile seasonings that are perfect for baking, frying, grilling, and plenty of tasting. Ready for real authentic flavor? When it's time to see just how delicious seasoned foods can be, why wait? With the click of a button, you can have 30 years of passion for food sent direct to your door. Just what you need to add flavors to every occasion and create meals that you'll always want to eat twice.
Place your order at sfseasonings.com. That's sfseasonings.com.
Taste the difference. Taste Supreme. Enjoy our 100% natural Supreme spring water with natural calcium and magnesium, but zero fluoride and zero chloride. Our bottles are BPA free. Order yours today. Call us at 800-573-8033. That's 800-573-8033. Or visit us online at www.supremespringwater.com. Live supreme. Be supreme. Drink supreme. Supreme Spring Water, 801 Joseph E. Boone Boulevard, Northwest, Atlanta, Georgia, 30314.
The Urban Indulgence Bath and Body Boutique. At Urban Indulgence, we pride ourselves on offering quality, effective skincare. Handcrafted with plant-based, skin-loving ingredients, our soaps and body butters will give you luxurious lather and ultimate moisture. Experience the Urban Indulgence at 3314 Poplar Avenue in Memphis, 3 blocks west of Poplar Plaza, or shop with us online at theurbanindulgence.com. theurbanindulgence.com.
Worldwide, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Download the Final Call Radio app and take us everywhere. On your phone, on your computer, on your tablet, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also log on to finalcall.com and click the Listen Live button or finalcallradio.com. Final Call Radio, the official voice of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam.
What's your source for truth in news reports?
Justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
Where do you turn for non-corporate driven news that's fair and balanced? Subscribe to the Final Call News, your number one free and independent news source that delivers hard-hitting national and international news coverage of today's political, economic, and social issues. To subscribe to local home delivery, call us at area code 662-252-8999. That's 662-252-8999. Visit our website at www.finalcall.com.
10,000 fearless on the move.
Yes, and we're back live here with the 10K Fearless Tri-State Podcast. Again, I am your host, Brother Abdul Shaheed Muhammad. On the line, we got our brother William Muhammad, who's ready to give us the farm report. Brother William, what you looking like, brother? What we're looking like on the farm, sir?
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sir.
Yes, sir. On the local farm, we got some beets, rutabaga, turnip. We got some tomatoes coming. They were green when I looked at them. We just some tomatoes. As a matter of fact, we planted carrots, and we got those things coming up already. So we just waiting now, hoping, and we got the carrots as well, so we just waiting on everything to come up. The turnips are already, some are available now. Hopefully I can get some next week. And maybe they're probably going to let the tomatoes that are already, as far as being green, they're going to let them get on the vine before they start picking those. So that's what we're looking at on our local farm, on our state farm, target. For the local farm, we got some things coming up. We got some of the green beans, the squash are coming up. We got some of the carrots that are trying to, come up some. We got some broccoli that have started coming up. But hopefully this Sunday, it could be the will of God. After the March meeting, we'll be starting on some new rows planted. We're going to put some out, y'all see how they do. We're going to put some more broccoli, some more carrots, and some bacon. And turnips, we're going to put that out as well. And on our national farm, Muhammad Farms in Brentwood, Georgia, we're just waiting on the rutabaga, the cabbage, and the broccoli to come out. So I don't know when they'll be ready. It's going to be a couple more months before they're ready. So I'm just staying in touch with Dr. Richley. Also, we get ready to order some seeds from Dr. Richley so we can go ahead and pre-plan for our spring planting season.
Well, praise be to Allah, brother, man. Look, it sounds like you're on top of it to me, dear brother. So you've given all three. That's the local. Well, you started with state, and then you double back on the local and told us what's going on the national level. So, brothers and sisters, we are up to date on our farm report, and we certainly appreciate you, Brother William, for stopping through and giving us the 411 on what's going on in our local, state, and national farm projects. Matter of fact, my brother Dexter, man, I forgot about him, honestly. I said, man, I didn't call Brother Dexter. So I hit him up, see, can he come on? And he's on a call with the brothers at the state level concerning the farm. So Brother Rahman, I should say, he's involved with that as well. So Brother William, brother, once again, brother, we certainly thank you for the report, brother. And inshallah, next week we'll be bringing you back. See if you have some updates. We want to get those as well. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, dear brother. Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that was indeed our brother William Muhammad with the farm report. We are thankful to Allah for our brother and his report. Next on tap, now we got to keep it moving. We got our sister Lynchelle, who's going to give us the health minute. Sister Lynchelle, you there, ma'am?
Assalamu alaikum, family. Yes, sir. I am here.
Wa alaikum salam, ma'am. Go right ahead and let us know what we can do to stay healthy.
Well, one of the things, family, that I have noticed from the past 2.5 weeks I've been working straight, that the COVID virus has disguised itself as the common cold. Now, we've been getting patients coming in that just has sniffles, sore throat, what they feel as if it's allergies. But once they're tested, it's confirmed that they do have COVID. So my advice is for us, family, is to continue to do proper hygiene, continue to implement any self-care that you are doing, be it that being getting extra rest, taking calm, soothing, warm baths, making sure that we stay on top of our vitamins, because we all know that just about none of our food that we buy nowadays does not have all the essential vitamins that we need to keep our bodies healthy. So those things will be vitamin D, vitamin C, vitamin E, zinc. And if you can't necessarily, you don't necessarily have to do each individual. They have actually good, healthy, non-pork derivatives, vitamins that you could take as well. Also, I wanted to mention that I am trying to think of something as, kind of geared towards the women on the next segment. But right now, I'm just going to keep it on everybody. But that's all I have for you on this Health Minute.
Thank you, dear sister. Let's give her a round of applause. Now, y'all make sure you take those instructions to heart now. Thank you, Sister Lynchelle. Inshallah, God willing, we'll bring you back next week so you can give something to the sisters. Is that all right?
Yes, sir. That is perfectly fine, sir.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sir.
And there you have it, brothers and sisters. We got our farm report out of the way. We got, I want to say out of the way. We got it out to you so you can be informed as to what's going on with the Holly Springs Study Group. And that's what this podcast is an appendage of. We are operating out of the Holly Springs, Mississippi Study Group. So you know what's going on with our food growing, excuse my tongue, you all, our food growing projects, local, state, and national. And of course, you just got some good information because COVID is back because, I've been having the sniffles, but mine is subsiding. My wife had a little something going on, and some of the believers have been feeling a little bit under the weather. Sometimes it comes with the change of seasons, but as our sister said, COVID is disguising itself. So, brothers and sisters, please, please, please be mindful of our hygiene, our vitamins, and get plenty of rest. That's something I need to improve on, getting rest. But I tell you, man, mission work keeps you busy. And I know my brother Najee is on. I see him. He definitely can. All FOI can relate to that. So before we get going, let me get some shout-outs. I see you on, Brother Quinton. Brother Quinton, that's our real estate brother down there in Boonville, Mississippi. I see my brother Keith. I see Big Rick, Brother Ricky X. He's always got some business going on. I'm going to need to bring you on here and interview you, Brother Ricky. See what you got going on, man, and see what Islam has done for you so you can get on and give a testimony. And some of the other believers need to get on as well. Brother Najee, thank you for tuning in, sir. We have others. We have guests. I see Sister Marissa and others that are on, and there are some on that are online who have tuned in. Those of you who are watching via desktop and not necessarily on your mobile device, we thank you for tuning in and taking time out your busy evening to listen to what we have to say here at the 10K Fearless Tri-State Podcast. Tonight, brothers and sisters, we are going to deal with the benefit of our unity. And this came to mind to have this discussion. Honestly, I'm getting someone calling, and hold on a second. I'm on a podcast, and I'm getting a phone call. Okay, well, no, okay, they hung up. And but at any rate, I guess they realized that's right, he's on. I can't disturb him. That's cool. I understand. But what brought this particular subject to mind is an article that I ran across. And it's an article with regard to how the people are feeling around the country about the upcoming presidential election. And the article is from NPR News. It's pretty good, Amy Goodman, and it's on other sources as well. But the article is entitled, "A Divided Country Agrees the Election is Stressing Everyone Out." Stressing everyone out? And of course, when I heard stress, and they're calling it election anxiety, is one of the words they used. And of course, I, as a student and helper of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and student of the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I thought about the prayer that he gave us for this time, the refuge prayer. And it starts with these words, and they talking about election anxiety. Our prayer begins, "O Allah, I seek thy refuge from anxiety and grief." It continues, "And I seek thy refuge from lack of strength and laziness." And it says, "I seek thy refuge from cowardice and niggardliness. And I seek thy refuge from being overpowered by debt and the oppression of men. O Allah, suffice thou me with what is lawful and keep me away from what is prohibited. And with thy grace, make me free from want of what is besides thee." That's the prayer that came to my mind. And I have to say, I'm not experiencing any election stress or anxiety. All praises are due to Allah, because there is a man among us, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who has been giving us guidance in regard to these types of issues and to what's happening in the world, what's happening with the weather, that he's told us to pay close attention to. So I can see the anxiety, particularly in the wake of the hurricanes that have come through, Helen and Milton and others that are brewing out in the oceans on the West Coast, on the East Coast, the Eastern Seaboard, and coming up through the Gulf. So I'm going to just give you some of this report that they put out. And they said, I didn't know this until I read this article. They say every year, the American Psychological Association takes a look at the leading causes of stress in the United States and publishes an annual report. Well, this year, they continues, the report shows all the usual suspects like money, health, and family are still wearing people down. But one issue is dominating, meaning dominating all of the others, like money, health, and family, which are normal, you know. And the thing that's dominating is politics. And their study says 7 out of 10 adults say the future of the nation is a significant source of stress in their lives. And the issue crosses party lines. 80% of Republicans rated a top stressor. So did 79% of Democrats and 73% of independents. It says Lynn Bufka, a clinical psychologist at APA's deputy chief, APA being the American Psychological Association. She says, professional practice says she was surprised by the findings. Now, everybody's stressed out about how the politics are going to play out, particularly with this upcoming elections that we're less than 2 weeks away from now. So, of course, that made me think, as I just mentioned to you, about the prayer that was given to us, that we may have a refuge, some semblance of refuge in this time. And let me say at the outset, this is an open conversation podcast tonight. Normally, I'll have a guest on that I'm going to interview. But tonight, I want to interview the audience or those who would like to comment. Of course, you can type in your comments and I will respond that way. Or if you have the app, download it to your phone and you're logged in, you'll see 8 of those circles. Just press one of those circles. Now, you have to be logged in. You can't just be on the app and not have a user ID and password. The user ID and password is free. So, but once you're logged in, just press one of those circles that says call in. And when you call in, I'll see you on the dashboard and I will invite you in to give your commentary on our subject, the benefit of our unity. Because if we had the critical mass of unity that we should have had a long time ago, these stressors, or this particular stressor, and the others that were mentioned would not be as prominent among us as a people, because our unity would serve to solve most of the problems that we have. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said our unity is more powerful than military, than bombs and guns. In fact, he said it's more powerful than a hydrogen bomb. That's powerful. If we would just explore our unity, okay? So unity, brothers and sisters, and let me say this. The single most elusive objective that black people have not been able to accomplish is unity. Unity among us. It's not, so much that we haven't tried as it is that there are people and forces outside of our community, unseen for the most part, that work day and night to keep us disunited and divided as a people. Every ethnic group in America is afforded the freedom, for the most part, to unite amongst themselves without interference, from others. Every ethnic group in America, for the most part, has exercised that freedom and demonstrated their unity in politics, economics, and as a community. Even the LGBTQ community have demonstrated their unity in politics and economics and as a community. So I think one of the many reasons that it continues to elude us as black people is that we do not realize that we have, as the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad put it, an open enemy. Meaning we have a government and we have those who fear the message, the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the effect they would have on black people if we are allowed unfettered access to share that message with our people. They are fearful of the effect that it would have in causing our people to come to the realization that they can and we can do for ourselves as other ethnic groups do. What we don't understand, for the most part, many of us, is we are a people who don't produce the goods and services in terms of basic human needs for ourselves. Somebody else does that for us. And they make a lot of money doing it. Well, if we were to do that for ourselves and redirect those dollars to benefit primarily us, then there are big corporations and political economic interests that see that as a problem for them. And I think another reason is we really don't know the history of the activities of those forces that are well documented, brothers and sisters, that have openly acted in opposition to our meager efforts to just unite as a people and do what's in the best interest of ourselves. That opposition has manifested in many ways. And perhaps some of the most damaging ways has been the assassination of our leaders and the destruction of our organizations that were legitimately pursuing unity among us. Why is it that they just don't want us to come together? What is it? What's wrong with us being united? What's wrong with us building our own homes? What's wrong with us growing our own food? What's wrong with us uniting and funding our own organizations? What's wrong with us controlling the narrative of our sojourn? What's wrong with us mentioning? I was in a conversation with some people. I ain't gonna go into the details. It really doesn't matter. But I find it interesting that when it comes to the history of our sojourn, slavery, I said to them, history of any other ethnic group of people is never a problem as it relates to what has happened to them that has set them at naught to some degree or another. But soon as black people start talking about slavery, even black people join the chorus of people that say, well, I gave up being a victim. So to talk about what happened to us that still will affect us to this very moment, the ripple effects are still rippling. To even mention it, we are accused of taking the posture of a victim. And I refuse to be a victim, although as though you are saying something really profound, as though being a victim, something is wrong with it. See, they create and coin these phrases and spit them out into our community and amongst our people, and we pick them up as though they're heavy and profound. I don't have a victim mentality. What is a victim mentality? If a woman gets raped and tells her story and begin to take measures to ensure that it never happens to her again because she never wants people to forget, is she taking on a victim mentality, or is she keeping attention on a potentiality that's real that she never wants to happen again? And violence against women is a serious problem in all of the communities, black, white, yellow, red, brown. Everybody's having a problem with that one. But let me check the dashboard, because I know some people, oh yeah, y'all are commenting already. Okay. I see you, Brother James, has come on. Thank you for tuning in, sir. Again, this is open discussion tonight. So if you have and I'm going to ask a question in a minute about our unity. What is it about us, brothers and sisters, that you think at this point in our sojourn here in the Americas, at this point, looking at the political horizon, the economic horizon, what's on the horizon regarding weather, what do you think it is that we can do or should do to begin to forge the way to unity? Because when we look at what's happening, brothers and sisters, we're in trouble. We are still awaiting a benevolent politician or somebody to get into some public office to solve problems that we have really the power, the resources, and all that we need to solve those problems. We got money. We're educated. We got all we need. The only thing that's missing is like we got the stack of bricks needed to build the wall, but we don't have the mortar to put in between the bricks to hold them together. And that is what's missing amongst black folks. We have all that we need. We got a big, big stack of bricks to build a wall of unity amongst ourselves. But we don't have that mixture of mortar that you put in between those bricks that solidifies and keep them together. So we differ on everything. And I'm going to go into some history real quick, some of it, and kind of give you a backdrop as to why. And history is important now. It was Marcus Mosiah, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, who said these words. He said, history is the landmark by which we are directed into the true course of life. Then he said, a people without the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. And we understand what a tree without roots is. Yeah, so it means a tree without roots is dead. So apparently I got some people that have called me, and hold on, let me look. No, I don't see. Somebody said I got people on, and I'm looking. Just be reminded, if you're trying to get on, you need a user ID and password to come on to actually talk to me and talk to the audience. If you have the Podbean app downloaded on your phone, you have to have a user ID and log on. So those that are trying to come on, and I see some of you trying, but until you actually log on with a password, user ID and password, then and only then can you come on. So, but you're certainly invited, because I want to hear some commentary. What do you think it is in 2024 that we should begin to do or should do to begin to forge some unity amongst us? And we've tried everything. But this is what Marcus Garvey has said. A people without a knowledge or the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, said something very, very similar. He said, first, history is above all our studies, the most attractive and best qualified to reward our research, as it develops the springs and motives of human actions and displays the consequence of circumstances which operates most powerfully on the destinies of the human being. It's a very powerful quote if you understand it. The Bible, sacred texts, it has history in it, but it has mostly prophecy. But the history is there to serve as signs and pictures of what the fulfillment of the prophecies are to look like. When you go to a doctor, the doctor gets your family medical history, that he may understand and get an accurate diagnosis of what illness you're dealing with and why you're in his office. And armed with your family medical history, along with your current ailment, he can prescribe for you a medicine to heal you in the future. So black people are sick. So we need to know the history that produced this sickness that we have. And when we understand that history that produced the sickness we have today, that will empower us with the accurate information that we let our feelings get out of the way with our feelings. If we get out of our feelings, we can plot a course and prescribe healing for the disunity that we suffer. But brothers and sisters, look, I see something here. Hold on. Let me see here. No. Misread it. But look, I have something coming in that I need to get. So what I'm going to do, dear brothers and sisters, we're going to have this discussion tonight, and I'm hoping that you all are up for it. But I'm going to take a quick break because I want to grab something real quick. So you all just stand by, all right? Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere because I want to hear from you. If you just got to type it in onto the dashboard. What do you think that we should begin to do? Because while the political landscape is in disarray, is raging, it's like we're in the valley of decision. And there's anger on both sides. It's like the Red Sea is parting, so to speak. So this is the time that we need to make an escape, and we can't do it unless all of us, or a critical mass of us, go in one direction. I'll be back.
I ain't dead. It's a pleasure to give my life just to live forever. He who weaponizes the blood of martyrs said, get your children ready for the slaughter. Blame the patriarchy, thank your fathers. But every racist devil had a racist mama. When strange fruit meets forbidden fruit, your hands up today, don't shoot. So say my name. Really can't afford this price of fame. Who knew the guy had a boomerang and he called it karma? She ain't never shied away from no drama. From 1555 to 1955, we watched it intensify. Some still believe the lies, cause niggas too scared to believe they eyes. My fear died in the Tallahatchie. Rose from the dead, can't catch me. Patrons say nothing to get back. Gave birth to the hit back. Graduated to the click clack. Black Panthers and the black Muslims, yeah, devil this, that. Payback is a Karen with a pimp slap. You don't wanna miss that. Got the weight of the world on my back, devil lift that.
It is a will, there's a way. There's a way, there's a way. We finna get it either way. We don't forgive when we finish praying. Yeah. We taking names, taking over, we taking everything. Ain't no waiting, we enforcing the change.
This ain't back in the day, and we are back here with 10K Fearless Tri-State Podcast. Again, I am your brother, Abdul Shaheed Muhammad. And I got somebody calling in. It looks like my brother, Brother Najee. Brother Najee, hold on. Let me click you in and get you on. I just let you in. But brothers and sisters, we're back. We're waiting on my brother. Okay, there he is. Assalamu alaikum.
Well, alaikum salam, sir. How you doing?
Brother, I'm doing the best I can with what I got. Man, hold on. I got it. This brother here, I got deep love for this brother. I got an affinity for this black man. I mean, this is my brother right here, Brother Najee. Brother Najee, what say ye? What say ye, brother, man? What do you think it is that we have to begin to do to take a look at while all of the madness is going on?
Honestly, with all due respect to how we have been trained to look at how we live in society, as far as the integration that we have now started taking on, we really have to start looking at it in the standpoint of us having to mind our own business. Sometimes we strive to go too deep into their affairs to the point that you forget about your own self.
Woo.
And once you begin to do that, then you no longer fight for yourself. You're fighting for their cause.
Brother.
Yes, sir. So I honestly believe that a lot of times when we include ourselves so deeply into their affairs, that's the only time it can really become racial. Other than that, it's just them versus them. So if we stay out of the way, allow them to deal with them, and we deal with ourselves, then we'll have a greater outcome.
Wow. Brother, I can't help but agree with that, because, I mean, it reminds me of an old song back in the day. And it was a song by a group called the Staple Singers. I know the young folk in the audience, you don't even remember that, Brother Najee. But they had a song out called Respect Yourself. And the lyric went, if you don't respect yourself, ain't nobody gonna give a hoot for you. And the message in the song was essentially, if you don't have enough respect for yourself, which can also be translated, if you don't love yourself, how can you expect someone else to love you?
Wow.
So black people, we demonstrate more often than not, unfortunately, that we don't have love and respect for self, right. And we're always in competition with one another in a negative way. And we tend to glory in the fall of one another, the tragedies of one another. We call each other our ops. That language is used, those are the ops. I mean, when did we become opposition to one another? And this is, these are the kind of things, brother, that's being used to keep us divided. And it's being perpetrated through music, through movies, and in pretty much any avenue that's available, that we have access. It's sending a message of self-destructive behavior and disunity to black folks.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
But look, brother, man, you sound good on here too, brother, man. We're going to have the replay up so you can go back and listen to the comments you made. But, man, I thank you so much, Brother Nigel. I'm going to applaud that, brother.
Thank you, sir.
All right, dear brother. Assalamu alaikum. And you can stay on if you want, brother. I'll just mute you. All right? And then we've heard from one tonight, Brother Najee. He said sometimes we just want to involve ourselves too deeply in their affairs, And I don't know any time in history where God, or not just God, but any people, where the oppressed integrated with the oppressor. I don't know of any accounts historically where that has happened. So this is a question that, is being asked against the backdrop of turmoil in the world. And to me, the United States is so divided along party lines, as the NPR article states about election anxiety that the people are experiencing. They polled. And the article is entitled, A Divided Country Agrees. Election is stressing everyone out. So it's like anger, and they're divided. And I couldn't help but think about the scriptural reference about the Red Sea being parted. Some of us think Moses hit a staff and water divided and people walked across a sea. We don't understand the metaphor. Unfortunately, many of us take that literally. Said that too slow. Literally. But no, it's not literal, but I don't want to get into that discussion. White America has divided itself along party lines. It's conservative and liberal. The woke people and those who want to make America great again. And I'm not getting into I'm just saying that division has created a pathway where we would begin to realize that we're not going to benefit from either side. We have heard the discussion all on social media platform. Black folk almost universally agree, no matter really who is running things, it's not going to change anything for us. As a matter of fact, I was talking with my mother yesterday, and she brought up the conversation. She asked me, who you going to vote for? I said, well, I don't know, Mom. I haven't made my mind up yet. And I'm not going to let you all know what I'm going to do. That's my business. But I asked, people are afraid of who's going to take office. I said, does anything ever change? Does it affect you one way or the other? Those of us who are working people, does it really change anything for you other than the conversation that's happening on social media platforms? And the answer to that is no. A resounding no. Those of us that don't make enough money for it to affect us one way or another, we can say no. It affects a few of us, may get out of prison or a few things like that, and then they'll take that and superimpose it over everything else that's not getting better, okay? But the reality is nothing changes. And my mother agreed. She said, you right, son. Ain't nothing going to change for me around here. That's what she told me. So I don't see why we would be stressed out over it. And I see this time as an opportunity for black. I got somebody else calling. Oh, that's my brother. Brother Rahman is hitting me on the line. So we're going to pull him in. But what do you think? While division is raging, the poor black folks that are in the valley of this or in the midst of this, we're kind of in the middle, really, except those of us who decide to take one side or the other. As Brother Najee said, sometimes we get too deeply involved in issues that really, really don't concern us, as a people, as black folk. Sometimes we get, it's kind of like the same thing we did when the Civil War happened. Some of us, we sided with the South. Some of us sided with the North, and neither side had our best interest at heart. And it's the same today. So what can we do? Brother Rockman, okay, I'll let you in, my brother. I don't see you on the dashboard, though. I see you on the call in. Let me hit you again, brother. Let me send you an invite. You should see it on your screen. Just press that icon when you see it pop on your phone. Sir. There he is. Assalamu alaikum, sir. Brother
Alaikum salam, sir.
How you doing, my brother?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Allah, grace and mercy, sir, beloved, and you.
Yeah, good, brother.
Yes, sir. I hear you loud and clear, beloved.
Good, brother. Thank you for taking a minute to come on, man.
Well,
I know.
I just wanted to thank you.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. There may be a delay. If you have on a headset, sir, you may want to take it off and speak directly in your phone because sometimes it'll create a delay.
I see that.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? It still had the delay in it?
No, sir, not anymore.
I'm trying to. Okay, you're good. We're good.
Yes, sir, we're good. So what say ye, brother? What do you think we need to start doing, Brother Rahman? Because the Democrats and Republicans
brother,
and that at it.
God.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Whenever condition of a people is destroyed and sodomized by a world and a condition in a nation, Allah always send one and raise one and give them the guidance and the instruction what to do and how to overcome the problem that it is. Mm-hmm. Is that we as a people is so psychologically destroyed that we don't want to take the medicine because we have so much hope in this system that you think that this man is going to change. As the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan say, he said, they are the same. The children are the same as their father. Uh-huh. So we got our whole world upon them to give us justice, to
Mm-hmm.
give us freedom and equality. And if we don't understand what happened to us, that's why the humble Elijah Muhammad said we have to have the knowledge of ourselves, brother.
That's right.
And Willie Lent was a successful slaveholder
Yes,
in the
sir.
West Indies. He came to America to show them how to control their slaves.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave you certain use the light against the dark against the young. He said, if you use this method correctly for 300 years, for 1 year, it will last 300 years, maybe 1,000.
That's what it
And
says.
this is why we don't have unity. This is why we don't have love. This is why we don't have trust among one another.
Mm-hmm.
But we trust and believe that the slave master is going to change.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was listening to Charles Barkley was talking the other day.
Yes,
He
sir.
said, I've been living, I can't forget exactly what it is. So many 40, 50, 60 something years, I've been voting Democrat. He said, but my community and everything it is the same.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing changed. Why would I even consider to vote that? But Allah messenger, the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan, gave us the answer and the solution to our problem, brother. We must unite among ourselves, brother, and vote for Allah and His Christ. And we refuse
Mm-hmm.
continuously to reject God's man in His midst. That
Mm-hmm.
means, so when the time is come and the judgment is here,
Mm-hmm.
then you reap what you sow.
Yes, sir.
Because you fail to listen to the voice, hearken to the voice that was speaking to you, telling you, come out of her.
Uh-huh.
Not be partaker of her sin, nor her pledge. Because her sin has reached the heaven, brother.
Yes, sir.
So
I
we
would agree.
want to be integrate with her, beloved. So, you know, it's so much that
Yes,
you
sir.
can say on this subject, brother. You have shared so much, beloved, Brother Shaheed
Yes,
and
sir.
Brother Najee. So, brother, I'm just going to say that's enough. Just give a little bit. And that's Shalom Alaikum, beloved. Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
for giving me
Walaikum
the
salam.
opportunity to speak.
Oh,
brother.
man, please. Man, look, I appreciate your commentary, brother, and what you had to say. And that is certainly part of the equation. Black America has, for the most part, when they hear those who have heard the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, over 70%, just like over 70% of the people are being stressed out by the upcoming election, politics in general. Over 70% of the people that listen to the minister agree, talking about black people, agree that he speaks the truth. They agree that it's something that people should hear. And they call the Honorable Louis Farrakhan a lot of things, but they don't call him a liar. But the point is, they agree that he speaks the truth, and it is something that black people in America need to hear. But the funny thing to me is, if you agree with that, why is it that we reject or refuse to follow the guidance that we say we agree with? Is it that we're still too emotionally attached or still too comfortable, you know, in a society that has given us so much discomfort? Is it that we're so inferior in our thinking that we don't believe that we can go for ourselves? I think it's really both. And Dr. King even said, may Allah be pleased with him before he departed here, this world or this life. He said he feared he had integrated his people into a burning house. So what did he come to realize? Most people don't know he had met twice with the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, if you know anything about his history, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, as he has shared with us, certainly the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad pointed out to him where we were, where America is, and where black people is, scripturally speaking, because both are scriptural men. And it sounded as though Dr. King began to come to terms because his language changed. He used to use the word Negro, Negro. Then he started saying black. Where did that come from? Who popularized calling us black man? Because the prevailing moniker that was used to describe black people was Negroes or Afro-American. We weren't even African-American yet. So it's clear that once he heard, he realized, man, something's not right. Just like most of us realize something's not right. And many of us know that something's right now. But what say ye, audience? We've had two call in, Brother Rahman and my brother Najee. And I got Brother Rahman, he's still on. I just got him on mute. And if you want to say something, brother, just type a word or two in, and I'll unmute you. Matter of fact, I'm going to just go ahead and unmute you, leave you unmuted, because in truth, brother, you've been helping me with this podcast, so I can't keep you silent over there, brother. But Brother Rahman, man, I'm wanting to hear from this audience in terms of, he just laughing. I'm wanting to hear from us in terms of what is it that we must do, because see, circumstances as it's recorded in history, you know, circumstances will force people to do things that they didn't think they could do. And one of the things that black people always complain about, and it's funny the way we talk about unity, you find the same thing written in the sacred text about the dry bones, saying that they are cut off from our part. In other words, black people say we're cut off, we can't come together. I don't believe we're going to ever come together. Well, if we just keep living, some circumstances is going to force some things. But as the most honorable Elijah Muhammad has said it, he said a black man better get up and do something for himself before he has it to do. In other words, don't wait until the bottom fall out and then all of a sudden you want to do something for yourself, because if you wait till then, it's going to be exponentially more difficult than if you would had moved, you know, when opportunity was present for us to move. But let me get back a little bit more of this history as I await. If you want to call in, please feel free, or you can type it onto the dashboard. Either way, you'll have to have a user ID and password. Walaikum salam. My sister Patsy down there from from Pontotoc has gotten on. Thank you for getting on, sister. Assalamu alaikum. My brother Najee, he said that this is a great discussion. Thank you for allowing me to join the conversation. Oh, my brother, you are so certain. You are so welcome. And those of you that are out there that may want to call in or type in and tell what you think. What do you think black people should be doing, particularly in the face of the prospect of how things are going to play out on the national level, the weather calamities that are striking America, what's going on abroad? I want to talk about what's going on abroad now. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear the answer. The question I have is, what do you think we as black people should do now to begin to forge the path of unity? Because we've tried just about everything except unity. We've tried it. We've tried a lot of stuff. But as I was saying earlier, and I want us to consider this, there are forces outside of our community, Brother Rahman, that have actively worked to keep us disunited. And one that comes to mind is the United States FBI counterintelligence program. And I want to read something that we might not really want to apply to today. We want to believe that this is a relic of the past. And I have an article that'll prove to you that no, this is still going on in 2024. But in their denial objectives, dear audience and Brother Rahman, they said that one of the things that they had to do, they said, was for maximum effectiveness of the counterintelligence program and to prevent wasted effort, long-range goals are being set. Now, they didn't say short range. They said long-range goals. See, these are little nuances that I want to highlight. And they said, number one, in terms of what they need to keep us from being able to do? That was to prevent the coalition of black or militant black nationalist groups. Prevent that coalition. They said, in unity there is strength, a truism that is no less valid for all its triteness. Meaning it's a trite saying, but it's very, very true. And it continues, they say, an effective coalition of black nationalist groups might be the first step toward a real Mau Mau in America. Go and look up who the Mau Mau were. They were very difficult for Europeans to deal with. They were black people. And they said it would be the beginning of a true black revolution. But that ain't the only one, because the second one was to prevent the rise of a Messiah who could unify and electrify the militant black nationalist movement. Now, consider this. There's always a voice coming from among black people that's always interested in keeping a level of division between the nationalists and, quote unquote, the, as they would say, religious community. Because the word Messiah is a scriptural term. So there has always been a level of, well, I don't want to say a level of, there's always been some voices, you know, that want to keep the two divided. And those voices look just like us. They don't want a coalition of the black nationalist groups. There's always some voices that, you know, are facilitating the banging with belief, as my young brother Golden Child would say it. You bang with belief. You ain't banging with guns like they do in the street. We bang with belief. We bang with different ideology. And I can't help but think, you know, that as the government has done in the past, they always send people in among us to facilitate these things. They don't happen in no vacuum or by osmosis. There ain't no spook now. So I can't help but wonder, because some of those voices do that out of ignorance and lack of understanding. But some of those voices, brothers and sisters, we have to realize are by design, are sent in among us to keep that kind of division going. Okay? Now, they said in the paperwork, Brother Rahman, in reference to point number 2, preventing the rise of a Messiah, they identified some Messiahs, what they thought were potential Messiahs. And they said, quote, Malcolm X might have been such a Messiah. He is the martyr of the movement today. They had already killed him. They said Martin Luther King, Stokely Carmichael, and Elijah Muhammad all aspire to this position. And listen to what they said about the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. They said Elijah Muhammad is less of a threat because of his age. Then they said King, meaning Dr. King, could be a very real contender for this position should he abandon his supposed obedience to white liberal doctrines. In parentheses, they put nonviolence and embrace black nationalism. Carmichael, meaning Stokely Carmichael, who later became Kwame Ture, may Allah be pleased with him, has the necessary charisma to be a real threat in this way. So this is the thing I want us to consider when we're talking about unity. Why is it that the U.S. government is looking for the Messiah to come from black people instead of coming out of the clouds like they preach every Sunday? I'm pausing for a reason. Isn't that what they say to us, Brother Rahman? He come with clouds. He coming in the clouds. But according to their own documentation, they looking for a Messiah to come from black people. And he even named some that were potential, that messianic figure that they were on the lookout for. It sounds eerily similar to what the rulers of old would do. Search among the oppressed for a deliverer. Herod was looking for a deliverer. That's why he killed the boy babies age 2 and under, trying to kill the deliverer. It's what a Messiah does. He delivers a people from an oppressor. Pharaoh was looking for one. So now you have in this day, the U.S. government looking for one. Even at the street level, Brother Rockmine, division is facilitated. They didn't leave out. They had a specific focus on the young people. And when you get to the number 5, and we're at the top of the hour, we're going to have to take a break in a minute, Brother Rockmine. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give it.
Yes, sir.
Number 5, listen to what they said about the 5th denial objective. I just read 1 and 2, and I skipped over 3 and 4. I'm on to point to the ones because it's still going on today now. They said a final goal should be to prevent the long-range growth of militant black organizations, especially among the youth. Then they said, listen closely, you all, specific tactics to prevent these groups from converting young people must be developed, meaning they hadn't developed them yet. So they're saying that they got to develop, specific tactics to prevent the black nationalist organizations and the Nation of Islam was considered one, from converting young people. Because they know without youth, the elders will die out and the organization dies with them. And then they continue. Listen at this now. Efforts of various groups to consolidate, meaning unify, their forces or to recruit new or youthful adherents must be frustrated. No opportunity should be missed to exploit through counterintelligence techniques the organizational and personal conflicts of the leaderships of the groups, and where possible, an effort should be made to capitalize upon existing conflicts between competing black nationalist organizations. So you're not going to tell me that it ain't some people among us. And you know how we said every brother ain't a brother, and every sister ain't a sister.
That's right.
So they are telling you.
Yes, sir.
And for those that want to say that was long ago and that program don't exist anymore, I just say this to you. Just stand by and we're going to take a break.
Can change,
and we'll be right back
to
highlight the fact that plan is still going on. Brothers and sisters, we'll be right back after these announcements.
Kind of change. But if our people are jobless and in gangs and are the #1 killers of themselves, then how can anyone looking at that picture see us as their equal? So there's an awful lot of work for black leaders, black preachers, black teachers, black organizations to do to lift our people up out of the quagmire that they are in. And that is not on Barack Obama. He has the cross of America to bear, but the raising of our people is still our job to do.
Man, you can
taste the difference. Taste Supreme. Enjoy our 100% natural Supreme spring water with natural calcium and magnesium, but 0 fluoride and 0 chloride. Our bottles are BPA free. Order yours today. Call us at 800-573-8033. That's 800-573-8033. Or visit us online at www.supremespringwater.com. Live supreme, be supreme, drink supreme. Supreme Spring Water, 801 Joseph E. Boone Boulevard, Northwest, Atlanta, Georgia, 30314.
Shake's famous seasonings, flavors for every occasion. Want to add a touch of authentic flavor to any dish? Searching for a unique range of seasonings that always put great taste on the menu? Welcome to Shake's Famous Seasonings. Whether you're a professional chef, passionate home cook, or a complete beginner in the kitchen, taste and flavor should always be on the menu. It's why Master Chef Rashid Muhammad has combined more than 30 years in the kitchen with a passion for mouth-watering flavors to create a range of seasonings unlike any other. Always gluten-free, so you can enjoy great taste exactly how nature intended. Versatile flavors that work with fresh fish, chicken, or vegetables from the very first bite. Authentic cooking experience that adds something special to any occasion. Versatile seasonings that are perfect for baking, frying, grilling, and plenty of tasting. Ready for real, authentic flavor? When it's time to see just how delicious seasoned foods can be, why wait? With the click of a button, you can have 30 years of passion for food sent direct to your door. Just what you need to add flavors to every occasion and create meals that you'll always want to eat twice.
Place your order at sfseasonings.com. That's sfseasonings.com.
The Urban Indulgence Bath and Body Boutique. At Urban Indulgence, we pride ourselves on offering quality, effective skincare. Handcrafted with plant-based, skin-loving ingredients, our soaps and body butters will give you luxurious lather and ultimate moisture. Experience the Urban Indulgence at 3314 Poplar Avenue in Memphis, 3 blocks west of Poplar Plaza, or shop with us online at theurbanindulgence.com. theurbanindulgence.com.
Worldwide, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Download the Final Call radio app and take us everywhere. On your phone, on your computer, on your tablet, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also log on to finalcall.com and click the Listen Live button or finalcallradio.com. Final Call Radio, the official voice of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam.
What's your source for truth in news reports?
Justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
Where do you turn for non-corporate driven news that's fair and balanced?
No shoot. No shoot.
Subscribe to the Final Call News, your #1 free and independent news source that delivers hard-hitting national and international news coverage of today's political, economic, and social issues. To subscribe to local home delivery, call us at area code 662-252-8999. That's 662-252-8999. Visit our website at www.finalcall.com.
10,000 fearless on the move.
Yes, we are back with the 10K Fearless Tri-State Podcast. Again, I am your host, Brother Abdul Shaheed Muhammad. And make sure you all subscribe to that Final Call newspaper right now. Subscribe. We need about 1,000 of you to receive it in your homes, Final Call News. Give us a call if you are in Holly Springs or Marshall County, if you are in Victoria, Mississippi, if you are in Red Banks, if you are in Byhalia, if you are in Olive Branch. Give us a call at 662-252-8999. Join our 10K Fearless mailing list, or if you want to be in touch with us, give us an email at dremuhammad1@gmail.com, or you can drop us a line at 10K Fearless Tri-State Post Office Box 517, Holly Springs, Mississippi 38635. Drop by and holler at us now at 165 North Memphis Street. We will be there this Sunday. Our doors open at 9:30 a.m. for our Sunday meeting. It begins at 10 o'clock a.m. Or if you want to come by and pick up one of those beautiful, delicious Supreme Bean pies for a donation, come by and see us at 165 North Memphis Street. Also, we have that whiting, that 2-pound bag of whiting fish now. You can receive one, the other, or both just for a donation. Our proceeds will go to our ministry, to forward our ministry and continue to expand our presence there in Holly Springs and Marshall County. So please support. Also, the Urban Indulgence Bath and Body Boutique has another location. They are located inside of the Painted Tree. If you're in the Memphis area, go out to the Whoop Chase area at 8045 Giacosa Plaza inside the painted tree, you can go in there and get you some Urban Indulgence bath and body products, okay? So we're back. And I think my brother Rahman had some words he wanted to say about what I just said. Brother Rahman, go ahead, brother.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, beloved?
Loud and clear. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Brother, I just want to add this a few. You touch on so much, brother, when you're dealing with our people and the circumstances that we are up against, especially with dealing with the United States government. And we don't understand what an enemy is. And I'm Elijah Muhammad, I'm the teacher Muhammad Louis Farrakhan, tell us what an enemy is. He is so, we can't even fathom the depth of Satan because we have so much confidence in this man.
That's right.
The scripture said, when Pharaoh seen the children of Israel multiplying, he said, come and let us deal wisely with them.
Yes, sir. That's important.
Wisely means kill you that look normal and natural and make you a co-conspirator in your own destruction. You don't even know how it works.
That's right.
So he has to plan to kill all boy babies and spare the female.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's just not in the book just to read and pass over. That's giving us a picture, as the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan said, oh, a modern Pharaoh killed the black man, spare the black woman.
Yes, sir.
Once you kill the man, what futures is there for the woman?
It's none.
Can't be a woman without a man. We can't be a man without a woman.
There it is, brother.
So it was Jacob Hoover who said years later that you must stop the black Messiah being born among black people. That's his words.
That's right. That's what he said.
As you just said beautifully early, Brother Shaheed, you said, well, they're looking for, what they looking in the sky for? I thought they'd be looking for the Messiah in the sky. You in the sky, but he looking for one among you because we don't know who we really are as a people.
That's right, brother.
And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad come to make us whole, to know who we really are. As the scripture said, that he will, one day when the day would come, that he would pour his spirit out on all flesh. And you would see the old prophet walking around again. Jesus said, greater works I do, you can do, and even greater works. So what is he telling us? What the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan is telling us? What the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is telling us who we are as a people?
That's right. That's right. Yes, sir.
An enemy. We don't know our greatness among ourselves. And that's why we can't unite and divide. And that's why you can easily spot an enemy because he is contrary to what the upliftment of his people, brother, the black man and woman. When the messenger say this, he do this. He start chaos and confusion. This is why we can't unite. And
yes,
we got
sir.
our hope. He got his Uncle Tom Nick Rose, brother.
Yes, sir.
On TV, night and day. Broadcast throughout social media network. See, he is deceiving using this clever device detective, brother, in manipulating the mind of our people. And we, who has been the vanguard, by the grace of Allah, mercy, they can take it or you can leave it alone.
Yes, sir. And brother, look.
Nation of Islam is the only thing that is stopping the enemy.
That's right. And look, brother, whether we want to agree with it or not, the last voice that's really standing in the gap for Black America is that voice of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He's last man standing, brother. And Brother William said, I want to get what Brother William said here. He said because the government the government has scientists. I think he's saying this in reference to what we were talking about how they are looking for a Messiah from among black people. He said that's because the government has scientists who study scripture. And it knows that God always raises a savior from among the oppressed. That's a fact. They have people in America's government, I think it's on the military side, that study the probability of prophecy. They don't study scripture the way we do. We study scripture, our mind go back 4,000 years to Moses or 2,000 years to Jesus, and we stay there. Or our mind goes somewhere beyond the sky, the sun, moon, and star, and we hope to go there. But they look at scripture, look at what is foretold to happen, and then they look up out on the horizon, the political horizon, the social horizon, the economic horizon, and every horizon they can think of to look for the persons that fit the descriptions found in the sacred text that are to come into existence and do certain things, particularly to liberate those whom they have under their foot. But brother, but when we went to break, I said I was going to come back and say, man, time is going, brother. Woo! We only got 5 minutes left. But let me get to this. I'm gonna get to this real quick. We think that COINTELPRO is a relic of the past. But many of us don't know. We covered the story in the Final Call and other news outlets, but it was not covered the way it should have been. Most people don't even know it happened. But back in 2007, the Homeland Security improperly gathered information as part of its speculation about who might succeed the minister in the Nation of Islam. So they're concerned about who's going to take over leadership in the nation. And they let's use the word that really applies. They illegally spied on the nation. This was in 2007. Not in 1970, not in 1960s, 2007. And it says that a review of the documents released show that federal officials admitted holding the report beyond a specific time period and saw that as a violation. One official, however, defended the surveillance as part of the job of his division. The agency admitted that on October 12, 2007, the Department of Intelligence and Analysis released a document entitled Nation of Islam, Uncertain Leadership Succession Poses Risk, end quote. Now I'm going to read that again. Because, see, I listen at these. I don't listen to them. I hear these conversations asking the question, is the Nation of Islam relevant anymore? Is the minister still relevant? And all of this, I'm like, okay, fine. Well, they see it as relevant to the point that, as they said, agency admitted that on October 12, 2007, the Department of Intelligence and Analysis released a document entitled, quote, Nation of Islam, Uncertain Leadership Succession Poses Risk, end quote. Well, what's the risk? It continues saying the document was disseminated via email to approximately 482 addresses, according to the agency. Included in that email list were Homeland Security staff, representatives of federal departments and agencies, members of the intelligence community, educational institutions, law enforcement officials, and congressional staff members, the agency said. Now, this is what they said about what they're doing. And also, I wanted to get this in when they talked about they needed to develop strategies. And denial objective number 5, when they said efforts of various groups to consolidate, unify their forces, or to recruit new youthful adherents must be frustrated. Okay, they said that. And the one before that, they said specific tactics to prevent these groups from converting young people must be developed. Now, most people may not know that they had Biggie. The feds had Biggie under surveillance. I got the e-copies of the documents that say Tupac was under surveillance. Why? Recently, in 2016, one Miss Juneth Varney Shora, she's an Israeli consulate. She was in Atlanta. And she said these words in 2016. She said the major problem with Israel is with the young generation of the black community, end quote. Well, why is the young generation of the black community a problem for Israel? And why do you see such negative portrayals of black people in hip hop, in music, in movies? Now, this is not throwing no shade at our brothers and sisters who are chasing the bag. I understand. I wouldn't mind having a bag too. I know exactly what to do with that bad boy. But no shade at them for pursuing what they see as greatness and opportunity. But the question becomes, what are they using it for? How are they using the beefs? Why do we keep seeing things like what happened to young Dolph here in Memphis? Why does it's going on all around the country, these beefs? These young brothers in the hip hop community, they're getting robbed and they're getting, and these killings are happening. I ran across an article as I get ready to give way for tonight's podcast. Forbes magazine writer, a lady named Miss Natalie, I can't pronounce her name, but it looks like it's Robeheim. I'm shot. It's spelled R-O-B-E, Rob or Rob, H-M-E-D. She said, listen to what she says. This is from Forbes magazine. She notes that competition in hip hop has a direct correlation to sales. And since timing is everything, she says, it's not far-fetched to believe that these beefs are expertly calculated to drive traffic to the music. No matter which rapper ends up the butt of the jokes or memes in this case, major dough stands to be made for artists who agree to duke it out in the arena of public opinion. Where this duking it out results in the loss of life. This duking it out results in brothers going to prison. So she's using light-hearted language or mild language for what is a serious life and death problem. So she said these beefs are expertly calculated to drive traffic to the music, but it's also expertly calculated to drive black bodies into the prison industrial complex and to the cemetery. Facts, Jack. Because the same people that are at the head of the cultural phenomenon called hip hop, many of them are heavily invested in private prisons. These are just facts. Just to let us know that we have a real enemy out there that keeps us from uniting. So as we get ready to close, Brother Rock, we 3 minutes beyond the time, but that's cool. Whole point in having this conversation tonight, asking what is it that we should do to begin to forge the path of unity? Well, I think the first thing is recognize we have an active, as the most honorable Elijah Muhammad put it, open enemy who is working day and night to keep us from united. And he's working in the cultural community, art and culture, movies, in the economic arena, and definitely in the political arena, in every avenue that's available to them to keep dysfunction and disunity among black people, all the way down to the infiltration of our organizations. So, dear brothers and sisters, look, we thank you for tuning in, and got a few announcements before we part ways. I was going to do a cultural segment, but Brother Rockman, I think I'll hold that to next week. But brothers and sisters, please make sure you support those who support us. Shake's Famous Seasonings, the Urban Indulgence Bath and Body Boutique, Supreme Spring Water. Make sure you support those. We want to get those in Holly Springs and Marshall County, those who are in Red Banks, Victoria, Mississippi, those who are in Byhalia, as well as Olive Branch. Subscribe to The Final Call. We'll be coming to your door very soon. Give us a call if you would like it delivered to your home at 662-252-8999. Drop us an email and become part of the 10K Fearless Tri-State family at dremuhammad1@gmail.com, or you can drop us a line. You can write us at 10K Fearless Tri-State Post Office Box 517, Holly Springs, Mississippi 38635. Come by and get you one of those supreme bean pies and one of those 2-pound bags of fish for a donation. And before I get away, I almost forgot to mention, don't y'all know they had our brother Alfred Skip Robinson under surveillance? Talking about the U.S. government. This is in the 80s. Did you know Mississippi, they had Chokwe Lumumba under surveillance? Got them documents too. See, Freedom of Information Act, cause you to start looking up some stuff.
Yes, sir.
But, sometimes we need to break away from scrolling Facebook and, and go look something up and find out what's going on.
That's right.
But brothers and sisters, always remember, remember, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said these words to us: no one can attempt to help our people do anything productive and constructive without feeling personal hurt, pain, loss, being evil spoken of, falsely accused, sometimes beaten, sent to prison, or even put to death. This is the path of Jesus. This is the path of Muhammad. And this is the path of every sincere person who wants to see his or her people delivered from our present condition. Brothers and sisters, that concludes tonight's program. And please, please, always remember that self-improvement is the basis for community development. Assalamu alaikum.
In the soil stained by the blood of my ancestors. Punch bowl voices call out to my soul for justice. The wicked will reap what they've sown. Spirit of Aziz is back on the rise. Soldiers in the Delta kept it alive. Time to stand up, take our place in the sun. Understand the time and what must be done.
10,000 fearless on the move. 10K fearless. This is it. 10K fearless on the move. Mississippi. Sip.
Gotta make a move and take control. Have something we can call our own. So shine your light, help the people see that now is the time for us to be free. And if you waiting on the pie in the sky, you better wake up fast. They told you a lie, cause big fields await the wide awake man. Elijah's got the master.
10,000 fearless on the move. 10K fearless. This is it. 10K fearless on the move. This is it. Sip. Injustice, we've had enough. All of our divisions we're breaking up. Destiny has been calling us. The spirit of the Most High is guiding us.
See, the time is now. What you waiting on? Quit shooting your brothers. Put your gun down. Come on. They got a cage waiting for you if you keep that up. Early graves coming to you. From that, can't raise you up. Now, Sister Ida B and Fannie Lou, check them out and you'll know what to do. But if you really want your enemy to be alarmed, read the final call. Follow Farrakhan.
10,000 fearless on the move. 10K fearless. This is it. 10K fearless on the move. This is it. Sip. 10K fearless on the move. 10K fearless on the move. 10K fearless on the move. In Mississippi, Mississippi. 10,000 feet.